going live, and you are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants will be taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. Why the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They've always sucked. They suck today, and they'll always suck. The Eagles freaking suck. And welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there, anybody at all out there going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. If anybody spends any time at all watching the replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I greatly, it means so much to me. Thank you so much. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. I'm sorry. Usually I start at like 10:30. I have a family affair I had to go to, so pushed everything back. It's a little bit late. I realize half the world's sleeping right now, so hopefully somebody watches the replay of this. I don't. But as I said, anybody's going to spend any time watching this, once again, thank you so much. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Anybody got anything they want to say, just please feel free to fire away, throw it in the chat box. I check on the chat box, like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So anything that gets put in there, I see, and I usually try to respond to as fast as I can. Okay, so feel free, fire away. Before I get started, in the description box below, in the top link, is a link. It takes you to my membership page. If anybody wants to help support my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. I got 3 different membership levels. There's the Saquon. The second one's the Lawrence Taylor, and the third one is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own perks to them, right? They got there's loyalty badges, and the loyalty badges are pretty cool. There's 8 different loyalty badges, and what it is each loyalty badge is a Giants helmet. Now, the older the helmet is that you have associated to your name, that means the longer you've been a supporter of my channel. They're really cool. It took me a while to find all those helmets. And then also I have 4 emojis. Eventually, there will be a 5th one coming out. Right now, I got 4 of them. They're I had them made up on Fiverr. I get a kick. I look at them. They crack me up. As I said, eventually there'll be a 5th one coming out, but there's 4 of them right now, which you can use, and you can put them, use them in the chat box. If you make a comment or whatever, you can use them. And I said, eventually there'll be a 5th one coming out. But anybody who wants to help support my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please go down below, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way, next time I either go live or put out a video, you'll be notified. And finally, there's 3 more links in the description box below. They're all the Facebook. Now, the bottom link, is to a page. It's called This Day in Giants Football History. I'm not that active on it. I started, and then once the season started rolling along, this is not work, but it is time consuming. I do this, obviously for nothing. I mean, this is just fun. I enjoy the hell out of this. It's fantastic. What do they say? If you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. Well, basically, that's this for me. This is like living the dream. This is absolutely fantastic. However, as I said, it is time consuming. And between the YouTube channel, I got a Facebook group and a Facebook page. I'm hitting the second page in there. I mean, it's like at least 3 hours every day, and it's like a 7-day-a-week part-time job. I mean, I'm putting at least 20, 25 hours in every week between the YouTube channel, the Facebook group, and the Facebook page, right? So, but the top Facebook link that takes you to a group. It's called obviously the Gridiron. All right, everything's the Gridiron. All right, Gridiron this, Gridiron that. I know, really imaginable, but the group. Right now we have over 1,900 members in there. I post stuff in there every day. Not only do I post stuff in there, but people also post stuff in there as well too. So I mean, every day there's I put 5 to 10 things in there every day, whether it's a picture, a post, or a video or something like that. I'm always putting stuff in there. As I said, not only that, but the nice thing about joining the group is that obviously you're a member and you could post stuff in there as well too. So between me and the members, there's easily like 10 to 15 new things going in there every day. Now in the middle, there's, as I said, there's 3 links, 3 Facebook links. The middle link, the second link, takes you to a page. Once again, it's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. I'm the administrator. I'm the only one who basically posts in there, okay? But it's the same thing. I make sure there's stuff going in there every day. As I said, once again, it's 7 days a week. I usually, between a picture, a post, or like video, I'm putting easily 5 to 10 new things in there every day, okay? So if you click on that link, you can like it and become a follower. Now, as of right now, we have 507 people who like the page, and there's over 1,600 people following it. I think I mentioned like it was either last night or the night before. It might have been last night. And we had 1,500. Okay. Now it only goes up by 100. So I don't know. I have 1,600, and it could be 13 people, 1,638 people. I don't know. It just says 1,600. Right. But so I know I have over 1,600 people, but it's basically every 3 or 4 days it goes up 100. So I'm figuring probably about like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there, maybe Thursday at the latest, we'll be at 1,700 people following it. Right. So do yourself a favor, go to the group and become a member. All right. And then go to the page, New York Giants, the Gridiron, the page, like it and follow it. And between the two, you're going to get a boatload of stuff every day. If I see something, I just like kind of copy and paste it and throw it in there, whether I find it on the web or it's from another group or something like that. I copy it and I just throw it in there. Okay. So if you're not satisfied, as always, your money back guaranteed. Now, with all that stuff out of the way. So I shot my mouth off there. Someone's just spending time. Interesting. All hands were kind of pointing to maybe Daniel Jones, maybe starting. Then you start hearing like little things like he may not be playing. Rest him. Okay, that's cool. Don't get him banged up. So then all right, okay, hey. I mean, I don't think we're going to win. All right, I'm not saying, all right, well, we got Tyrod. We got this. I mean, they can have Jalen Hurts. They can be at home, this, that, and the other thing. They have to play for the number 1 seed. We got nothing to play for it, but we'll still beat them. I'm not saying that. Okay. Okay. But I figured I'd at least put Tyrod in there. But according to some reports here, it looks like they I'm going to go over something in a little bit here, which will maybe make a little bit of sense and some urgency here too. And maybe what I'm kind of thinking might possibly maybe wind up happening. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Okay. But the New York, let's see here. It's about Jalen Hurts. Okay. Hurts is set to suit up for the first time since suffering a shoulder sprain. Okay. On December 18th. Now, so he's going out there despite officially being ruled a questionable play. Jalen Hurts will be the Eagles quarterback. Now, the line was at 14 points. Now it's up to 16. Okay, so the Eagles are predicted to pretty much slaughter the Giants. 16 points, that's a lot. Okay. Garofalo noted that Hurts threw the ball extremely well in practice this week, and the team is confident he won't re-injure himself. So, yeah, well, you better hope so. Okay. Anybody lands on that shoulder, what I would do. Okay, this is what I would do. All right. I would just tell, because one thing that Jalen Hurts does really, really well, okay, is he gets the ball. Okay. And when he turns around, he looks at the end crashing in or whatever. And at the end crashes in a lot or whatever. He keeps the ball and he runs around the end. He does that really, really well. He's a phenomenal athlete. What I would do, okay, I would just tell the ends, okay, if that ever happens, okay, Jalen, and I don't mean nothing cheap or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, anytime Jalen Hurts gets the ball and he's getting ready, he's looking at you're the end crashing in, he's getting ready to hand the ball to Sanders, right? And if he sees you crashing in, maybe because to take away Sanders, and you're going to pull the ball in and maybe run around the outside, right? Well, I'm telling the defensive ends to do. Don't worry about saying you just hit Hurts. I mean, nothing cheap. You just tackle him, right? If I don't mean nothing cheap or anything like that, but just tackle him, hit him, just hit him, right? Every time, I would just hit him, plain and simple, just hit him. Put him in there. All right, okay. Well, he's going to get hit. I would just hit him without question. I would hit him. Okay. So they're doing a little bit of gambling here. Okay, they're doing some gambling. I mean, obviously, they want to win this game, but if he gets injured again it's his throwing shoulder, right? It's not his non-throwing shoulder, non-throwing hand, non-throwing up, blah, 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 blah. It's his throwing shoulder. Okay. He bangs that up. Okay. Especially if it really, they're gambling. He misses some time. Doesn't matter. They got a game. I mean, look what happened at home against the Saints. What happened with the Eagles? They scored 10 freaking points. Okay. So, and when they play in the playoffs, okay, they're going to have good quality teams coming into play. Okay. They're not having the Saints come in. All right. So, they're doing some gambling here, but I guess I can realize the urgency on their part. They want to win. Sew up the number 1 seed, which they're going to do. And have a week off and let Hurts rest up even a little bit more. Okay. But, I said, if he gets banged up, that could be their season. All right. Because I don't think Minshew Mania is going to walk the Eagles into the Super Bowl and wind up winning the Super Bowl. I really don't think so. Right. So they're taking a chance. Okay. But let's see. The Giants, meanwhile, are already locked into the number 6 seed, and they're taking advantage of the certainty by resting some key players in Philly. Giants starting quarterback Daniel Jones is among those not expected to play against the Eagles, and apparently they're not simply going to go with option number 2 and Tyrod Taylor. Davis Webb, okay, third-round pick who has never attempted a regular season pass, is set to make his NFL start. This much according to Ryan Dunleavy from the New York Post. So it says, obviously there's no reason the Eagles should not want to win this game. Now we got, obviously you got the Cowboys need the Giants to beat the Eagles. And also the 49ers want the Giants to beat the Eagles as well, too, because if the Eagles were to lose and the 49ers win, the 49ers would have the number 1 seed. So they're a little pissed off right now, but it is what it is. Let's see. The game means nothing to the Giants, but it's meaningful to the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the 49ers. They're all those 3 games, the 49ers and the Cardinals, the Cowboys and the Commanders, and the Giants and the Eagles, all 4:25 tomorrow. All right. It says the Eagles have not clinched the NFC East yet with the win over the Giants. They'll be division champs and also the number 1 seed with a win, and they're going to get it. The 49ers need a win, and the Eagles lost to be the number 1 seed. The Cowboys would win the NFC East if the Eagles lose, right? If the 49ers lose, the Eagles lose, and the Cowboys win, the Cowboys would be the number 1 seed. But once I said, that's not going to happen. And obviously, it says none of this matters to the Giants, okay? They want to get some rest before the wild card weekend, which is understandable. Absolutely. I mean, the Giants have a lot of guys that played a lot of snaps, some little banged up here and there and all, and just I would rest some freaking guys. Webb is a 3rd-round pick, obviously from the Giants in the 2017 draft. Okay. He's appeared in 1 game with the Bills last year. He basically kneeled on the ball 2 times for -3 yards at the end of the game when they were beating the Jets 45-17. So Webb finally gets his shot to get some legitimate playing time in the NFL regular season game. Says the Giants get to rest some key players. So, I mean, don't look for what would you say? A beautiful showing from the New York Giants tomorrow. Okay. Don't look, right. If it wanted to be in a very ugly game, don't be surprised. Okay. Don't be surprised. It says now this kind of makes, what I was the point I wanted to kind of get to. Okay. There's this, and then there's another point here too. Okay. After choosing to promote quarterback Davis Webb from the practice squad as a standard game day elevation, the Giants are reportedly expecting to start him behind center. The announcement points to the likely possibility that with nothing to play for, the Giants will rest critical starters and veterans as they head into the postseason locked into the NFC's number 6 seed. So, I mean, also you can look at it too. The quarterback's going to get hit. The quarterback's going to get sacked without question. The Eagles have 68 sacks, I believe it is. They need 4 to tie the record, 5 to break it. They're going to break the record. They're going to sack the quarterback at least 5 times. I think they've sacked the quarterback 6 or more times, like 5 or 6 games in a row or something like that. Now, they're going to break the record by the 85 Bears. However, okay, probably going to break the record, shall I say. They're probably going to get 5 sacks. All right. Let's say, last time they played the Giants, they got 7 sacks. Okay. And this is when the Giants had all the guys out there and this, that, and the other thing. They were actually out there, trying their best and put their starters in and everything, and they got 7 sacks. Now, they'll probably get the record, but of course, they're getting the record because because they played an extra game. If in 1985 Chicago Bears played an extra game, they'd probably have 5 or 6, 7 sacks, and the Eagles would not have the record. Okay, so the announcement that Webb was being elevated for the game led many to believe starters like quarterback Daniel Jones may be rested for part of the game, if not most of the game. Like defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, running back Saquon Barkley, right? Webb has come full circle back to the team that drafted him back in 2017. All right. Now he was 2017 he was with the Giants. 2018 he was with the Jets. Okay. 2019, 2021 he was with the Bills. Okay. His only action as it came in the game last year. All right. So basically he's either been in New Jersey or Buffalo for his whole life. All right. He's never thrown an NFL pass. Now, 2 of the things here I'm going to go over here. There have been reports, okay, that the Dolphins had attempted to poach Webb off of the Giants practice squad to back up Skylar Thompson in Miami's season finale against the Jets. Okay, because as far as I know, we don't have Webb on our roster next year. We have Tyrod Taylor. The only quarterback we got is Tyrod Taylor next season. Okay, we don't have Daniel Jones. We don't have Davis Webb. Now, that's the problem about having people on your practice squad. And the team can come in, pluck them off there, and put them on their team. Okay, so the Giants know what they got with Davis Webb. Davis Webb had a very good preseason. He was in there against third stringers and stuff like that, but he was also had third stringers on his team, throwing the third stringers blocking for him, going up against third stringers on defense. Okay, so, but he did very, very well. He understands the system, right? And I really think the Giants want to keep him. Okay, so now the one thing I'm thinking possibly, right, is that possibly, I'm just saying possibly. Where are we at here? Nope. Yep, there we go. Next year, okay. The only quarterback the Giants have on their roster, all right, signed. I want to look at this again. It's from Spot Track. Now, according to Spot Track, the only one they have is Tyrod Taylor. He's set to make $6.9 million. If they let him go, he's a dead cap hit of $5.5 million. Now, possibly, what I'm thinking, possibly, maybe, you let Tyrod Taylor go, have Davis Webb as your backup quarterback. Okay, he knows the system. He's familiar with New York. Okay, he's really familiar with Joe Shane and Dable. He's really familiar with the offense, the system. Right, that next year will be his second year with Dable and the system and all that. Possibly, they're going to re-sign Jones. Okay, now whether people don't want to hear that, don't want to hear that, whatever, they're going to re-sign Daniel Jones. Okay, so they signed Daniel Jones. I'm just throwing this out there, right? Re-sign Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is number 1. Let Tyrod go, right? Get the dead cap money, but they'll also save about $1.5 million. With that $1.5 million, they can maybe sign Davis Webb. Right now they'll have 2 guys that they really like, okay, who are familiar with the system, right? As I said, because Davis Webb spent 19, 20, 21 with the Bills, right? He's very familiar with the way Dable thinks. Now he spent a year with Kafka / Dable and their offense, okay? So what better than, if you're not going to keep Tyrod around, right? or if next year would be Tyrod's last year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're thinking about keeping, because Davis Webb is 2017. He's just a baby, right? Let me see. Now he was Texas Tech, and then he went to California, right? California. Yeah. Texas Tech from 2013 to 2015, and California in 2016. He was the 3rd round pick for the Giants, pick number 87 in the draft. He's just like he's 6'5". He's like 225, 230, something like that, but he's tall dude. You know what I mean? Right? And let's see. Does it say his age here? He's 27. Oh, okay. He'll be 28 in January. Okay. But going into next season, if the Giants re-sign him, keep him, whatever, right? He'll be only 28 years old. So you're going to have Daniel Jones, who's just a baby, and you're going to have his backup, Davis Webb, who's very familiar with the system, who knows what to do. Okay. Who'll only be 28 years old, and he'll be cheap. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe possibly that might be the reason why part of it. Dave will have to do some talking without question. That might be the first question that gets asked him after the game is over. Why'd you bring Davis Webb up, and why did he start and not Tyrod Taylor? So he'll have to answer questions about that, no doubt. But it'll be interesting to see what the Giants wind up doing with Davis Webb, and this might also be a test drive. Let's put Davis Webb in there, hostile territory, against a team that has to win the game. We don't have to win the game. We're going to have backups in there, this, that, and the other thing. And you're probably going to get cremated, okay? But let's see what you wind up doing. And if he winds up performing decently well, right? That they maybe answered their question. They might know who they're starting, who their backup quarterback is, maybe for the future. I think I love Tyrod, but he's just basically kind of a journeyman. But if you're going to maybe have a backup quarterback, Davis Webb might be your guy. So that's what I'm kind of maybe thinking. They might want to maybe trying to do somewhere along the line, and we'll have to wait and see. If they want to keep Tyrod there or not. Oh, there's Ronnie. Ronnie, what a game. What's up? Who do you think? I think, well, you know what? I'm trying to, what happened here? Did the Titans game over? Oh, Jacksonville won, huh? Wow. I was keeping an eye on it. What do they got? 251, Josh Allen, 37 fumble recovery. Oh, man. Wow. That's how they won. 37-yard fumble recovery. Wow. So Jacksonville won. They won the division. They were 9-8. They were 3-7 at one point. 9-8. And Tennessee is out. That's the first losing season for the Titans. Okay. They've made the playoffs the past 3 years or whatever it's been. But the one thing to their credit, okay, is that I'm going to go to mangameslost.com here. The Titans are the worst team. Okay. Of course, every time I go away, I have to log back in. mangameslost.com. Okay. Let's say NFL 2022 season. The Titans are going into this week. Now, it's not including this week, but after 17 weeks, Titans are by far the most injured team. The Titans, 312 man games missed due to injury. Okay. So not only that, okay, they're on polar opposites. Okay. Tennessee is the worst team, most injured team, 300, now including their starting quarterback, Tannehill, okay, he would have been, maybe a difference maker in this game, okay, because they had a backup quarterback in there with very little experience. But polar opposites, Jacksonville is the least injured team. Jacksonville, after 17 weeks, not including this week, after 17 weeks, have only had 72 guys man games lost to injury. By far the least injured team in the NFL. 72 games. The Titans, 312 games lost, man. So that's one of the reasons why the Titans are where they're at, 7-9. They lead the league in injuries by far. It's tough to win when all your guys are injured, right? So tip your cap to the Titans. They're a good team. They'll be back next year. As long as they got Derrick Henry, they'll be back next year. They just have to try to, what would you say? Try to cut down on the injuries if that's possible. But I mean, that's the reason why. One of the reasons why Tennessee was 7-3, Jackson was 3-7, and they just started coming back down. And they pretty much tied up, and this was a winner-take-all game. Tennessee's got a lot of guys injured. Jacksonville is like nobody injured. Well, yeah, Ronnie, I think they should see how the pace of the game goes and then replace the starters. But my favorite game was 2006 when the Giants played New England for the last game of the season. 2007. That was the 2007 season. But last game when we lost 38-35 when Eli came from behind to almost win. And yep. Oh yeah. Yep. But that was the last game of the 2007 season. See what that was, the Patriots were 16-0, came in, they wound up beating this, but that gave the Giants didn't have a great record that year. It wasn't like the Giants were 15-1 or something. The Giants didn't have a great record. The Giants just got into playoffs, okay? But that, as Michael Strahan said, that gave us confidence. We can go with these freaking guys. We can go toe-to-toe with them, right? Now, the one thing was a little different. The game in the regular season was a freaking track meet, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It was like, oh my God, what? There's 38-35. It was freaking crazy. So I'm thinking Super Bowl, man, we're going to have some scoring going on here. No, nothing further from the truth, right? The Giants were down. Was it 14-10, right? And Eli marched them down. But I mean, it was like slow scoring. But that gave the Giants confidence, right? What we got? Right to that. Sorry, that is what it is. That was such an exciting. Oh yeah, that was. I mean, hey, the Patriots won. But I mean, both games were exciting. But give the Patriots credit. They came on the road. They wanted to be 17-0. They beat. It was a heck of a game. Really, really, it was an exciting game. I mean, whether you're a football fan or not, whether you're a fan of the Giants and New England, whatever. If you're just a football fan, that was a hell of a game. And it's like kudos to the Patriots for wanting to win it. But that was a great game. But Michael Strahan said that gave us confidence. Now, the one thing here is with the Eagles, right? Every game is different, So if we ever have to play the Eagles again in maybe the second round of the playoffs after we beat the Vikings, right? Just say the problem is we got our asses handed to us the first time. This time I can't see us winning. Okay, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I can't see us winning. Why not have the same feel? The problem is that, if we're not starting our guys, it's kind of tough to, it'd be a hard time keeping this game close. I hope we do. I mean, I can't stand the Eagles. Oh, we beat them. Really do. But I'm just trying to be realistic. I don't think we're going to want to win. Why not have all the same feel? Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I understand. Yeah, I'm on YouTube here. I'm going live here. Okay, Marge. All right, Marge. But I mean, if we can go into Philly, because if we play the Eagles in Philly, right, it's going to have to be in Philadelphia. We ain't playing them at home, right? But I mean, if we can keep it close, right, then we know we can go toe to toe. And I tell you what, the Eagles, sometimes they want to play in, stinkers at home. Sometimes they play some stinkers at home. So, right, I mean, it's a possibility. We can always hope and pray that they want to play in a stinker here at home. But I mean, I said they got everything to play for. The Giants don't have anything, and we got our second stringers in there. I'm interested to see exactly who we wind up having in there. Right. If I'm very interested to see also why we have Tyrod Taylor not playing, unless he's worried about him maybe getting banged up too. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm also interested to see what Saquon, if we put him in there at all. Dexter Lawrence, do we give him the whole day off? Leonard Williams not playing. Azeez Ojulari's not playing. Adoree Jackson's probably not going to play. So, I mean, it looks interesting to see if we, if we you can't rest everybody because you can only suit up so many guys. You can't have like all backups in there, right? You have to have some starters in there without question, right? So we will have some starters. I mean, probably Richie James will be in there, and Slayton, Hodgins, maybe Bellinger. I'd like to see Breida and Brightwell get some runs in there, right? Get their hands on the ball. I guess Davis Webb, but we got to have some starters on the offensive line. You can't have all backups in there. That's just not going to happen. Okay. But what we got? I'm glad I am not going to waste money to go. Oh, I'll tell you what, I tell you what, if you're, I live right by it. If you go there and things aren't going well, it's a nasty place to be. Let me tell you, it's not a nice place to be. I mean, I'll tell you what, you hear a lot of four-letter words coming out of those fans there. Let me tell you what, I live about 25 minutes from Philadelphia. It's not a nice place to be at, and that would be a total waste of money, really. Yeah, Marge. I'm live on YouTube here, Marge. Yeah, so I mean that'll be a large waste of money, So I wouldn't waste them. I don't even know. I mean, tickets. You try to buy a ticket. I mean, spend hundreds of dollars to go to the game. Oh, yeah. This upside will be to see who from the second string should we keep in. Yeah, I mean that's true too. I mean they're writing their resume every time they go on the field, right? So if they lay down, they're hurting themselves, right? They can't. They have to. They have to play as hard as they possibly can. That's why it's also kind of tough when you start thinking about teams wanting to throw games to get a good draft pick and stuff like that. Because anytime you're on the field, if you play bad, that only hurts you. That hurts your, right? Teams look at you, that guy stinks. I don't want him. You know what I mean? So it's really tough for teams to throw games, right? Unless they put like all the backups in there. But I mean, when you're on the field, you play to win the game. Okay. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Really, it'd be interesting. And I said, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, right? But the Giants are losing like 35-10 halfway through the fourth quarter. Who's still out there playing? Are we rallying to the ball on defense? We got 3-4 guys around the ball making the tackle, right? Are we competing on offense? We trying to get the extra yard or so, but it'd be interesting. Yeah. I mean, who gets out there? Oh, yeah. Interesting to see, because I mean, you want to play, get some playing time for your backups as well, too. But in the end, this is not, we don't want to get nobody injured, right? We want to be well rested. And it's really, 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 really looking like, hey, everyone, how's it going, Vinny G-Man? But I mean, really looking like we'll be playing the Vikings because the Eagles beat the Giants. Okay. Then there's no way the Cowboys, okay, can move because they can't win the division. So the Cowboys, therefore, will then wind up have to be a wild card team, right? So therefore, it winds up being where the 49ers wind up being the second team. So the 49ers will wind up playing whoever gets into. I just had this up here. The 49ers will wind up playing whoever. I'll tell you what. The Packers win. The Packers are in. I tell you what. I mean, what were they like 3-6 or something like that? Somehow now they're 8-8. They're at home playing against the Lions. If they win, they're in. Somehow the freaking Packers get in, and Aaron Rodgers gets in. Now let's not forget. Okay, I was at this game with my son. My son's a Cowboy fan. I know I'm pissed off about it too, but. We were at Lambeau Field, okay? The Cowboys, right, could possibly be 13-4. Well, one of the games the Cowboys lost was in Lambeau Field against the Packers. Overtime. It was a great game. The Cowboys were up 28-14, and the Packers came back, tied it up. When they went into overtime, they wound up winning 31-28. It was a great game. So the Packers beat the Cowboys. It was at home, right? But Aaron Rodgers gets in there, right? Scary man. But if the Packers lose, okay, and the Seahawks win, the Seahawks get into the playoffs. If the Seahawks lose, all right, the Seahawks have the Rams, okay? If the Seahawks lose and the Packers lose, the Lions get in. right? So the 49ers are either going to play the Seahawks, the Lions, or the Packers, probably, which, of course, will wind up leading the Giants to wind up playing against the Minnesota Vikings. And then it wind up having probably the Cowboys will probably want to play in the Buccaneers, all right? And let's not forget, okay, the Buccaneers, Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys. What we got? We are beating. I'll tell you. Well, see, there's one of the good things about resting our players. Okay, you don't want nobody getting nicked up or anything like that. You know, against the Eagles, right? Especially, as I said, if we wind up losing the game, you know, that would be insult to injury. We lose the game and we lose a couple players. You don't want that. You want to go and take care of business in the first round of the playoffs. You know, beat the Vikings, go in there. I mean, you know, we could have beaten them last time. I said if it wasn't for the Bellinger fumble, the Daniel Jones interception, and the block punt, I said then the Vikings would not have kicked the field goal at the end of the game because they would have needed more than 3 points just to win. So it could have been like, you know, I don't know. It could have been like 30-17 or something. I mean, the Giants, you know, could have had 6 more points at least because they had the 2 turnovers deep in Minnesota territory. The block punt led to a touchdown for the Vikings within 4 or 5 plays, right? And they said you take that field goal away at the end of the game because they would need at least a touchdown, right? So, I mean, the score would have been a lot different. Now, the one problem is that we gave away 2 turnovers, but we didn't get any in return from the Vikings. You know, but I really think that if we get another chance, we have to play a clean game because, I mean, it's not, you know, forget Vikings are a decent team. They're a little weak on defense, right? Because we were walking up and down the field against them, right? But let's not forget, between Hockenson and Jefferson, right? Let me tell you. Plus, we have McKinney and Adoree back. Hopefully, we get Adoree back. McKinney's back. Hopefully, they're saving Adoree for the playoffs. Hopefully. Because I said between Jefferson and Hockenson, they had 25 receptions between the two. I mean, Thielen only had 1 catch. Okay, so we did good on him, but I'll tell you, the other 2, 25 catches between the 2 guys. It's like we did good against Dalvin Cook. I was surprised about that, especially with our weak run defense. But 25 receptions between those 2. One guy got 12, one guy had 13. Yeah, I said we're going to, if we have Adoree back, we have McKinney back, we got, you know, we have Landon Collins in there, Julian Love, you know, right? And we got, you know, our other, you know, cornerbacks and all. You know, we'll be in better shape because I said we didn't have Adoree Jackson and we didn't have McKinney when we played them last time. So it was one of the big reasons why, you know, they had so many receptions, right? But if we play a clean game, right, for the most part, you know, right, and don't beat ourselves, we can certainly beat. See, that's the one thing. The Giants, they went into Minnesota, right, and they got confidence. Well, they know they can beat the Vikings, right? They have to earn it, but they know they can beat the Vikings. And then that would put us into the second, you know, I'm jumping the gun here. I get that. But I mean, if we can take care of business, that would put us in the second round of the playoffs, right? Now, who we might have to wind up playing there, who knows? But you realize it's probably going to be on the road. The only way we would have a home game, okay, let me think. The championship game would have to be the Giants and either the Lions, the Packers, or the Seahawks, because the Giants are be above those. So if somehow the Giants go win 2 playoff games and somehow the Lions, the Seahawks, or the Packers could win 2 playoff games, the championship game would be in Giant Stadium. I know I'm getting a little crazy here, but there is a way we can have a home playoff game, but, you know, tomorrow's game is, you know, it is what it is. It'd be a tough watch. Who we got here? Oh, what's up? Yeah, it'd be a tough watch. You know, it is what it is. But, I mean, this is setting us up for the playoffs. And, you know, the playoffs is, you know, it's, you know, that's right. I know we want to beat the Eagles and all that. But, I mean, the biggest thing is getting to the playoffs a little healthier than we are right now, okay? And we have confidence in there, right? We know we can beat them, right? We have to just go in there and have to take care of business, and we can beat them, right? Plus, I think the Giants have a little bit of revenge on their mind, right? They'll be a little pissed the heck off, right? You know, so I feel that they are doing the right thing by. I hate the freaking Eagles. Hate them, right, with a passion. But this is the right call. I said we wound up losing like 35-10 or something. That's I can't stand it, but it's for the best. So if we set ourselves up for the playoffs and we have our guys healthy and we go into Minnesota and we kick some butt in Minnesota, if we lose tomorrow, it'll all be worth it. If we get on to the second round of the playoffs, right? So I said I don't know who we're going to want to play in the second round if we beat the Vikings and all, but we got also, like we said, maybe we see Eagles again. Yeah, well, that too. Don't show them anything. That's possible. Right? I mean, this is possible. I said, I'm a little too, please forget, a little too freaking stupid to kind of look down the road who we might want to play in the second round. Because you have to think, if the Cowboys beat the Buccaneers, then the Cowboys will be home, but they play but if the 49ers beat so-and-so, but then the Eagles, they got to, so I'm not thinking that. The only thing as I said, this is really crazy. But if the Giants win 2 games and the 7th place team, whoever the Lions, the Packers, or the Seahawks get in, they win 2 games. The championship game would be played in New Jersey. It would be the Giants at home versus either the Lions, the Seahawks, or the Packers. That's the only way the Giants can get a home game, right? They'd have to win 2 games, and either the Lions, the Seahawks, or the Packers would have to wind up winning 2 games too, and the championship game would be in New Jersey. But one game at a time, right? Somehow I get feeling if quarterback gets in a ton, and I think maybe will upset the Niners in the first round. Well, let's not forget the 49ers have the Packers number, right? Let's not forget. The Packers are on a roll, but so are the 49ers, right? So are the 49ers, right? But the 49ers have had the Packers number in the playoffs for a long, long time. Aaron Rodgers has a hard time beating the 49ers, and the 49ers got a good defense. The only thing, the chink in their armor, is they got a third-string quarterback in there, okay? Payback game. So payback now, the Packers are the underdog. Yeah. But they'll be on the road. They'll be an underdog. I think they'll take care of business against the Lions. I think they'll wind up going in there. And of course, they're on a roll, and you got one of the greatest, if not the greatest, throwers of the ball of all time, right? He can create some magic, right? They can do some damage. They can do some, in the playoffs without question. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, but I think, like I said, if the Packers lose, the only way the Lions can get in, the Lions have to beat the Packers, and the Seahawks have to lose. The Seahawks have to lose to the Rams. The Seahawks are at home playing against the Rams. So I'm not exactly, the Seahawks got a lot to play for. It's a tough place to play, right? So, but I think at home, I think the Packers wind up winning at home. I think they want to take care of business against the Lions. So that would put the Packers on the road in San Francisco. Okay. That would put the Cowboys on the road in Tampa Bay, right? And that would put the Giants on the road in Minnesota, right? So out of those 3, maybe the 49ers come out, maybe the Giants come out. You got the Eagles, and then maybe, I don't know. The Buccaneers beat the Cowboys first game of the year, 19-3, I think it was. Shut their offense down. Now, if that was in Dallas, now the game's in Tampa. Tampa Bay's playing a little decently, right? They have Tom Brady. Right? May not be an easy game for the Cowboys, but that's it, guys. That's it. I think, as I said, we got backups in there. I don't see it being a pretty game. I'll be nice. I'll say 31-17 Eagles. Right. Either 4 things are going to happen. Right. Either the Giants are going to win by a field goal or so. A score. Right. The Eagles are going to win by a score. The Eagles are going to win by double digits, 10 to 13 points, or the Eagles are going to wind up winning by 20 points or more. Right. One of those 4 things are going to happen. Giants are not going to win by 13 points. Giants are not going to win by 20. That's not happening. You can forget about that. The Giants win will be like by a score. 8 points, right? If there's any blowing out in this game, it's going to be the Eagles. And if that one, it could be ugly, So, but we're resting our starters. We're thinking ahead, and hopefully it'll all pay off when we want to play against Minnesota, right? And looking like we're going to play Minnesota in the playoffs, right? Well, guys, man, I don't think I've ever had this many comments in the comment box, and it's freaking late. What is it? 11:45 here in South Jersey. So, guys, thank you. I've been here for 45 minutes. It's great talking football with you guys. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be back again tomorrow night. Unfortunately, hopefully not, but unfortunately, probably talking about a Giants loss. Ronnie, thank you. Let's go Giants. You got it, Ronnie. Thank you, guys. Hey, thanks for the comment, guys. You too, Ronnie. Have a great night, and hopefully I'll see everybody again tomorrow, right? As always, guys, thanks. So anybody watching the replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely rock. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.